Family Time 161. We're talking about respect. Respect is essential to social awareness. And it can really be divided into two categories so far as I'm concerned. The first is dignity. Dignity is that base level of respect we all desire and we should offer up freely to other people. Dignity says you have value. You are worthy of love. You have the right to exist as a human being, as you are, to believe what you believe and feel what you feel. That's dignity. That's something that we all want. It goes back to the idea of the golden rule, which is to say, treat other people how you want to be treated. And to take it one better and think about the platinum rule, which states to treat others as they would have you treat them. And we all want to be treated with dignity. We all want to be accepted, to have a sense of belonging. When we don't treat people with dignity, we have conflict. Many of the atrocities of humanity come down to a lack of dignity, of treating people differently. When we think about the negative biases we talked about last week, those most hurtful biases, the in-group negative tribalism, those negative isms, racism and sexism, it's because we're othering people. We're treating them as different. We're not giving them dignity. And when we other people, when we separate them, when we find ways that they're different than us, it becomes easier to dehumanize people. We do it in smaller ways too. To bully someone, to single someone out, make fun of them. That's not treating people with a sense of dignity. That's separating them from us and somehow acting that they're different, that they don't have the same types of hopes and dreams and fears and emotions that we do. Because we sure want to be treated with dignity. We sure want people to accept us as we are. That's what I want you thinking about first this week, is how can we treat people with dignity even when we disagree, even when we have our differences. That's what's really important. It's okay to disagree with people. It's important to stand up for ourselves and to be assertive, but there's never a good reason to lose a sense of dignity. Never a good reason. Because that's what makes us human. That gives us a sense of our own humanity. When we don't treat ourselves with dignity, that's when it really becomes a problem. When we struggle to treat others with dignity because we're not treating ourselves with dignity. We're not loving ourselves in a way where we're accepting who we are. We're comfortable with who we are. That's when we lash out at other people and treat other people as different, is because we have some trauma. It's hard to admit sometimes. We have to treat ourselves with dignity first. And sometimes we don't do that. Sometimes we treat ourselves in a way that we would never treat someone else. So I want you to think about treating yourself with dignity and how we can treat others with dignity even when we disagree. And how we treat ourselves with dignity even when we maybe don't feel the best about ourselves in the moment. When the picture of who we'd like to be isn't in line with our current actions. The next form of respect is a higher level respect, and it builds on dignity. And that type of respect is only earned. I want us to think about that next. The people in our lives we really respect, that we admire for some reason. And when I say respect, it's admiring someone because of who they are, because of who they are at their core. Not because they have something, because they're rich or they're famous or something like that, but because of who a person is, what they represent, the standards they bear. Those are the things that lead us to respect others. And those are the things we have to do. We have to live by our values if we want to earn that type of respect. That type of respect that's only earned. It's not freely given. And it can be lost. We should never lose our dignity. But there's another type of respect that can be lost when we don't treat others with respect, when we don't live up to our obligations. And when I say our obligations, I don't mean necessarily our daily activities, but our obligations to live by our values. So spend all the time thinking about respect this week. Self-respect, that comes first. Before we can truly respect others, we have to respect ourselves and understand that we're worthy. And then we can share that respect with others. Until next time, much love.